Hi guys, Dr. Nick Jensen here from Divine Elements in Vancouver, and I'm here to talk to you about intermittent fasting and incorporating a ketogenic friendly diet into your lifestyle. And these are questions that my patients ask me all the time. So I'm going to run through a little bit of what I do on a regular basis and kind of my daily protocol for here in the clinic. So how it starts, I wake up in the morning and get my little boys all ready for the day, changed and all that stuff. And personally, I just drink lots of water. So I'm getting probably about a liter of water in before I put anything else on my body. Maybe 500 mils some days. Every day is a little different. And after I do that, I make my my butter tea or my butter coffee, and then I make a smoothie for the boys, and I make a smoothie for myself to take to work. So I make my butter coffee or my butter tea. What is this? So this is, I brew up my coffee in a Bodum, or if I'm making tea, I've got a special blend of tea from Harmonic Arts called Kickstart or Elevate or Activate. Each of these are a great tea blend. They're nourishing the adrenals and helping with gut health and immune system. So it's an extra bonus when you're doing one of those in the morning. And so I brew up my tea or my coffee. Once it's all ready to go, I put it into my blender. And along with that, I'm putting in some grass-fed cow butter. I'm putting some MCT oil. I use the Brain Octane from Bulletproof. It has just a C8 only molecule, meaning it's deeper penetrating to the cells, helping with brain function, all that great stuff. And I put about a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half of that in. And coconut oil, I'm putting about 2 tablespoons of that in. And I put that into my blender. And sometimes I add a little bit of coconut milk, a little bit of stevia, and blend it all up with my freshly brewed coffee or tea, and I put it in my thermos and I take it off to work with me. So this is what I'm looking at. So I've got my water bottle here that I put with me on my desk. I've got my freshly brewed tea or coffee or butter tea, and then I've got my smoothie right here. And that's basically how I prepare for my day. So I haven't eaten yet, right? So all I've had is my butter tea, my butter coffee, lots of water, and what time is it? It is almost 1 o'clock, and this is how my day looks. So I'll eat my first meal, which I consider my first meal is my smoothie, which is a keto-friendly smoothie. So lots of high fat, coconut oil, MCT oil, usually an avocado, and I put some dark leafies in there like kale or spinach, and some nice fiber like ground flax, and then chia and hemp seed, and my protein powder, which I use a whey protein from a company called Designs for Health. And that's all in there, mix it up, and our liquid base is always just water. And so I'll have that. It's roughly about 25 to 30 grams of protein with lots of good fat in there. So that's my first meal. And then at the end of the night, I've got dinner waiting for me at home. Dr. Sonia is an amazing cook, and it's always veggie friendly, some form of vegetable protein. Sometimes we use egg, and that's it. So basically I'm doing 2 eating meals a day. My blender or my blended smoothie obviously is more of a drinking meal, but it's food based. And then my morning coffee or my morning tea is how I start my day, and it carries me through my morning. So that's my intermittent fasting schedule. So I usually stop eating around 8 or 9 o'clock at night, not eating at all until about anywhere between 1 and 3 the next day. So my schedule is usually and then my dinner time is around, let's say, 6 to 7 o'clock. So my actual eating window, which I call a meal window for all of you patients that have heard that before, it's basically the time between my smoothie in this case, and my dinner. And so 2 meals a day. And the whole goal with this isn't to restrict caloric intake. As my mentor says, Dr. Pompa, it's not about eating less, it's about eating less often. And when you're eating less often, you're getting a longer window of when your body's in a fasting state. So what does that do? Well, according to science, for men, it increases growth hormone, and one study showed by about 2,000%. And for women, I think it was around 1,200% improvement in growth hormone. I take this back to Hippocrates, actually. So Hippocrates says, let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food, but to eat when you're sick is to feed your illness. So fasting is important, people. And when you can do it on a very regular basis, your body will reward you for it. I've been doing it for about 3+ years, maybe 3.5, and it's only, I guess, over the last year or so where I've been really increasing the fat intake to follow more of a ketogenic friendly diet, and that's my day. So I hope all of you can give it a try. It is something I recommend for most patients. It's not everybody's ready to move into this stage, but it's definitely worth trying for multiple reasons. So for skin health, for your digestive health, for hormonal health, for weight loss, brain function. I mean, there's multiple different support avenues that this offers for people. And in general, just what I like about it is it just creates a sense of discipline. You know that you're not eating up until a certain time of the day. You know you're not eating past a certain time of the day. What we are notorious for is constantly snacking on everything, anything we can get our hands on. If it's in front of us, we're going to eat it. And what this does is it teaches you to basically put your meal window into a very defined number of hours, so that you're less likely to cheat on your plan. And as I said before, it's not about eating less. You're not really restricting calories here. You're just eating less often. So your body has a much longer time to be in this healing cycle. So technically speaking, we've all been told by maybe our parents, grandparents, it's programmed into commercials and everything that you got to be eating very regularly through the day. And no doubt before I started to implement this style into my life, I was doing that too. So eating your breakfast, having a snack, lunch, snack, dinner, so maybe 6+ meals a day. I was listening to another doc the other day saying that on average people are actually eating up to 14 times in a day. Can you imagine that? And yeah, we can, because if food's in front of us, we're going to eat it. So here's a great way to create some structure in your life around eating healthy, but also containing the number of hours in the day you're eating. And it's called intermittent fasting, and it's worth trying. So that's me. This is my first Facebook Live post. I hope it's added a little extra value to your life, and for patients who are following along with my meal window plan, hopefully this gives you a little bit more in-depth look at what I'm doing on a regular basis. I'm loving it. And in future posts I'll go through some of my numbers that I'm measuring through my ketones, both blood and urine. I'll be talking about lots of great stuff. So stay tuned, and thanks for listening.